What's good with it in the hood with it? You already know what it is right here on Gunner's Profiles. We're really gonna get it in. Now, there's been a hot topic going around on YouTube, man. I've done a couple videos on it, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching the timeline as it goes. And I'm in Noodlestone in a direct fashion. I got to give you mine. I have to, right? It's forced. It must happen, right? Guard, shut up, right? We're really gonna get to it. The Swifty Blue incident that happened with King Little G. At first when it got put out there, I wasn't quite sure that this really took place. I was just going based off the merits of Mr. Criminal and other people that were speaking on it. But as I sat back and I started to get things DM'd to me and shot to me, and I started to really look into it, I know for sure 100% an incident did take place. And this is what exactly happened, from what I'm hearing for sure, for facts, from someone that was right there, man, was that... Swifty Blue and King Little G met head up till they were fed up. Now that was hard, right? They met head up on this stage to which King Little G slapped Swifty Blue in the face, and then Swifty Blue's camarada, his homeboy, took flight on King Little G, hit him with a 2-piece. There was no 3-piece extra crispy from King Little G. There was none of that. They're saying they have a tape. I advised King Little G, I said, please do not release the tape, for it will hold bearings on what you got going on outside of YouTube, outside of music, There's no sense in giving the people this supposed video that's out there, Holmes. Keep things to your chest and you'll be blessed. If you put too much out there, then it only builds a bigger fire, Holmes. As soon as you can't put it out, the flames get too big. I said, well, Awa doesn't do it. So don't fan them flames. One thing's for sure, this is exactly what took place, man. King Little G did slap Swifty Blue, to which Swifty Blue's homeboy, not Swifty, his homeboy retaliated. Now, according to King Little G, he hit Swifty Blue so hard, his food stamp card fell out of his pocket. His EBT card was all on the ground, all $269 of it. It was all bad. And that's just the way it goes. If you want to keep this back and forth going between King Little G and Swifty, if that's what's beneficial for you guys, if that's what's putting you guys on the map, if that's what you feel the people or the gente want to see, I think speaking for the raza, the older generation, the heads, that's furthest from the truth. I think we would like to see collaborations in music. We would like to see gente getting along. We would like to see gente rocking a new narrative and pushing a new movement. But maybe I'm just speaking for myself and old heads from the 90s, ones that been through the trenches, been through guerra, been through all that, This ain't cool, This is definitely not a cool look. It's so cool that I'm gonna call you a culo. It's just not a good look. I always respected King Little G. I will continue to as such, but at the same time, this is way out of character from everything I've ever seen of this vato. Now I understand he's had conflicts with other rappers, and that happens in the rap game. There's jealousy, there's envy, there's people that hate on you for no other reason but that they can. And it's up to you to become that bigger man, be that better man. And just slide, and you slide, and you slide. And that's just the way it is. Individuals are always going to hate. You'll never be able to shake that in any workplace, on any platform, in whatever you do. There's always going to be people on your head talking cagada, talking masa. That's just the way of the world. The thing is not to fall into those clutches, not to retaliate, Holmes, not to go or even pay attention to what's going on. Block them. Bitch, you're blocked. That's how I do it. And I pay no attention to the riffraff shit they got going on, because at the end of the day, it's not going to stop nothing. It's not going to change nothing. It really doesn't mean anything. It means that they're mad, bitter, and they hate themselves because they can't do what you does, cuz. Now, when it comes to Swifty, you see the thumbnail. I say, have a pisto. Whatever pisto is your preference. I just put that because I figured you'd like that, right? But have a pisto, relax. I say, calmate, calm down, relax, chill. Take time off, take a time to reflect on what you're doing. I understand when you're trying to make yourself relevant, when you're trying to come up, you're willing to do and give up the ghost and do whatever you can. There's people willing to sell them souls for a few likes or a few views. There's people willing to say things that they naturally wouldn't. They're not that type of person. When I see Swifty, I see marshmallows, but even more than that, I see a better person than this. A person that, yes, although you might be street, although you might have a little respect on the guys, although you might be putting in your little bit of work in your own mind, you're not that. You are not that, bro. What you are is a Chicano, a brown man, right? In the rap industry trying to come up. And ain't no one mad at you, You're very talented. You have the charisma and what it takes to become big. But you're not going to get big by pleito. You're not going to get big by going on stage trying to prove how hard you are. See, people nowadays don't give a fuck about how hard you think you are. It's what you show them. And people, when they start to show people exactly what it is with them, even if their mentality is not really that, but they show you what they think you want to hear, you get X'd out, you get crossed out. Where do you end up? Incarcerated. Locked up, they won't let him out. You know, and hey, guess what? There's no Bud Light there, although you might feel like you're in a place where there should be. You're just, you're going to find yourself in an icky, sticky situation, and it gets very real. You know, it gets very real on social media when people are biting the bait, Holmes, when they're fighting amongst each other for whatever reason. Now, I said in my last video, Holmes, it should have went behind a blanket, Holmes. You should have had a blanket party. It should have been in the bliñas. See, there's a reason why we did things in the blinds in CYA or in prison. There was a reason why we got off. See, in prison, it's a different animal. It's a different mentality. It's a dog-eat-dog world. It's, hey, if it gets to that point, most things can be corrected or handled with just your voice or talking. But if it does come to that point, then we need gurneys, helicopters, and a whole bunch of COs that ain't scared. Guard! You wouldn't be there, right? This is what it comes down to. That's prison life. That's just what it is. Anyone who's been there, I know Swifty, you have not, but I'm giving you the game, the knowledge you can't get in college. That's just the way it is. Now, as far as youth authorities and YAs and things of that nature, we went in the blinds, the bliñas. Now, if you went to the blinds with someone, it's because you had respect for them. And also, it meant another reason. You weren't trying to get caught. You weren't trying to go to the oil. You weren't trying to be busted. You were trying to handle your fade like a real one-on-one, like a man behind the hammock cord, around the corner, in the latrine area, in a closet, behind the short wall. However you got it, you get it. You know, and if you get it, you got it. And that was it. The ultimate goal was to handle your business like a man, get that head up to your fedum. Now, that was hard, and to get away with it. Why are you going to put yourself in a position to be busted, Holmes? That has always been considered a PC move. You know, if you got someone on site, if your enemy guy pulls up and you have to do what you does, cuz now I don't mind it. It is what it is. Remind him or his own will remind him. You have to get off. There's certain rules to the game. I understand what you signed up for. I once did too, but it changed over the course of years. Now, what you guys are doing is being two successful businessmen, two successful rappers, in your own rights, is very unbecoming for the raza. Time and time again, the raza is belittled and looked at upon because we got tattoos or because how we carry ourselves and act. This right here is not a good look. This already has spilled to the streets, and we're going to get to that in a minute. The wind's blowing. You know, this just is not something that we want to see. If you listen to the original tape of the scuffle on stage, not the one that King Little G says he's in possession of, but the one that someone else recorded in the crowd, because, you know, everyone's quick to break out the bleaky or the phone. What you heard is a lot of girls screaming and what's going on, and they went there for entertainment and enjoyment, and someone always has to fuck it up. Someone always has to mess up. Someone always has to bring how they're feeling, their emotions, and get very emotional, get Bud Lightish and bring it on stage, man. And what does that do? I'm going to tell you exactly what it does. It messes up everybody that was just there to have a good time. It gives the raza a bad image and a bad name, and the beat goes on. Now, there's repercussions for every action. And it seems like the repercussions are being felt all around Los, all around Southern California. You know, I watched several videos. One video I watched where Swifty broke out the Wyatt Earp, allegedly. To me, it looked like a water gun, but I'm just saying, though. You know, it could be one of those airsoft things. I'm just saying. That's what it looked like. He broke out the Wyatt Earp, the Billy the Kid, right? And he was somebody's Huckleberry. And it looks like they ran up on a guy that was just there to get 2 lottery tickets and a fucking Bud Light. He wasn't there to do too much. But, of course, they ran up on him in a very well-known barrio. You guys know what I'm speaking on. And asked him if he was from that neighborhood. Made him pull up his shirt, did a tattoo and a cavity check. And the Vato just wanted to get home, watch Judge Judy, and get a mamon from a 350-pound torta. He was not trying to deal with Swifty and Swifty's emotions and his feelings at that particular time. Hey, but wrong place, right time, wrong place. Whatever the case may be, he ran up on this individual, and it doesn't matter if the individual looked white. I heard people say he was a white guy. That means, nah, that's shit. I got a white homeboy right now that'll bun your old lady and book you at the same time. So, okay, what are they posted? They ain't playing, right? But I'll tell you, and these are facts. He definitely did that, allegedly, and put himself on camera. You know, isn't this Vato on bail from a gun case? Isn't this Vato still going through the motions? Why would you show yourself on camera with a bleaky? Why would you show yourself on camera with what is alleged to be a water pistol? Why would you show yourself on camera running up on someone, accosting them for nothing other than you can, or they're in the wrong place? So the Vato was at the tienda trying to buy him 2 fucking tamarindos and a licorice. Leave him alone, I said. He didn't do nothing to you. But that's the world we live in, man. You never know what can happen at any given time. You go, like I said, to get 2 scratchers and you get scratched on. It's just, it's crazy. Anyways, he chose to take it upon himself with a few homeboys to do that. What took it even further and worse to me was the disrespect that came out of his mouth towards a certain vato in a neighborhood that's very world-renowned and well-known. Now, you just don't do that. Homes, that's the ultimate disrespect. Now, I understand the vatos don't get along anyways, so that's probably commonplace coming out of your mouth. But I learned a long time ago, man, and I come from an era of, if you're going to disrespect a vato behind his back, you ain't really about that business, man. If you got problems, man, let it be known and handle your business wherever you're mad at. But definitely don't disrespect another neighborhood to someone who already told you that he's no longer or affiliated with that area. Because all you're doing is making yourself look dumb, homes, and you're putting yourself in a bind in a situation that could come back and bite your fucking whole nalga, Bud Lightish style. Right? Now, trip out. On the other hand, King Little G's playing the game smooth, homes, righteously. He's saying what he's saying with this homeboy, and I seen the video, you know, they were speaking on the altercation that took place. It was a little bit different from what I heard, but it's his story, homes, and he can tell it however he wants. But he is playing the game a little bit different. What he's doing is he's letting, just like he said, keep talking, keep talking. He's letting Swifty run his mouth. He's letting Swifty put himself in a situation that he might not be able to find himself getting out of. And what he's doing is he's playing the smooth role. You know, he's got the upper hand. According to everyone, he's the one that slapped Swifty. Now, of course, if he did slap him and then someone took flight on him, I mean, retaliation is of us where they're from. He had to see that one coming. But he definitely is playing his cards right. Is he? Because, you know, I don't know if you guys know his situation, and I don't know it quite well, but from what I've heard and what I know on the curb, is he's definitely needs to be on the up, you know, the up and arrow, the straight and arrow. Is that how you said it? The up and arrow? So I guess with you know about up and arrow. Oh, hell no, right? But definitely he needs to righteously, you know, stay out the way when it comes to crime or any type of bullshit, because he's got things in his life, in real life, that could hinge on that. That could hinge on being on tape. That could hinge on, you know, what people say. You know, a lot of people have a different matters of opinion. You know, a lot of people see it from their own perspective. There's going to be people that are pro Swifty, you know, just like they're pro Bud Light, and then there's going to be people that are pro King Little G, just like the pro Modelo. It's just totally up to you who you choose to rock with and what's your preference. That's it. At the end of the day, this was a bad situation. Nobody was in the right here. Nobody was in the right here, but I'm not fucking gullible and dumb enough to not understand that shit happens. This is life. You know, when you're living that life, when you want that clout, when you want people to think that you're harder than you really are, or maybe you are that hard, then you're going to do what you do. You know, nobody's perfect. That's it. And I'm not saying everybody has to, you know, be perfect at all times, but everybody will be held accountable for their actions, and there will be repercussions. Now, it gets bigger. It becomes a bigger picture. It starts to involve auditors just like it did. You know, I see some AT Streeters, it seemed like, Spencer La Tira, pull up, you know, allegedly pull up on some vato who had a big ass pee on the back of his head, to which I distinctly heard the vato say he doesn't gangbang anymore, right? Quick. He went from a vato to not banging in 1.21 gigawatts, right? But he definitely, you know, was another situation where they put a guy that was outnumbered and befuddled and bemused right in the line of fire. And of course, these vatos checked him, looked all through his backpack, gave him the finger wave, and it was done. And they pushed on, right? And I guess this got, of course, uploaded again because I seen it. You've seen it. We all seen it. And it just shows it's back and forth, back and forth. Now, it's going to take the bigger team or the bigger man to let it go, Holmes. Or maybe not so let it go, but back up off the internet with it, back up off social media with it, and really get with it if that's what the program is at the time. I hope it doesn't come to that because, like I said, it's just brown young men that are very talented on the wayside. Now, what happens? Do you think I'm the only one looking at YouTube or looking at these social media platforms, IG, TikTok, and all that? Sabes que I'm not. They got whole groups of law enforcement that are definitely keeping tabs on everybody. Myself, you, everyone, watching what we have to say, hoping that we lead them to the promised land of a body or things of that nature. You're saying, I got nothing for you, man. You know, I'm not involved in that. I'm here for the prosperity and the propensity to get it by the people and the unity of all, right? But at the same time, they're constantly watching. So if you think they're not watching and egging it on and hoping that you want to take it to a different route or something comes of this, so that way they can do one of two things. One, lock your asses up, and two, go after the vatos that are higher than you so that way they can come knocking at the door and bother them in their sleep, homes of their slumber or their burpee routine. It's just an ugly situation. You don't think about the ramifications it will have on you in the light of the moment. You know, but when you're taking flight and you're doing things, everything you do reflects bad on you, the raza, your ranfla, your people, and everything. So you have to watch what you, especially when you're a public figure. See, if you were just Billy Badass or just a, Billy Come Lately, or is it called Johnny Come Lately or Billy Come Lately? Guard, what is it? Puto, you're smart. Johnny Come Lately. If you're just Johnny Come Lately, Billy Come Lately, if it's Johnny Come Lately, man, and all of a sudden, no one cares. Oh, it's just two fucking essays that got in a fight. Two Sureños or Southsiders or residents that got in a fight, whatever the case may be. Two vatos that got in a fight, and the fucking concert goes on. Get these puputs off the stage. But because you guys have some type of clout, because you guys have some type of, talent, and you're rappers, and you're in the forefront of the people on the front line, you have to carry yourselves with dignity, respect, professionalism, and all things of that nature. If you don't choose to, then you'll get what you got. This situation is becoming ugly fast, man. Seeing people make videos, it comes to a point where there's people that aren't into making videos, when there's people into making noise, bro. And when noise gets made, then it's quietly heard. Listen to what I said. When noise is made, it's quietly heard. Spence on la tira, man. If you ain't got the game to get it, then don't get it, because you ain't got game. It's just what it is, man. I'm a smooth talking real cat. How do I feel on this thing? Like I said, Swifty, drink a Pisto, a Bud Light, relax. King Little G, keep doing what you does and worry, man. Not worry, but worry, think and contemplate about your familia, your career, what you got going on, man. You're on a whole nother level. And it makes no sense to keep indulging with riff-raff tactics. As for other people that will keep pumping up, hey, homie, you did this, and hey, homie, you did that. You know how many times I heard in my lifetime, hey, homie, you did this, I know, motherfucker, I was there. It was me doing it. I felt every punch. I said, I know. Where were you? Where was your antennas when I was over there swinging them? You know what I mean? So I come out the window, see what the way my old lady works, eh? You know what I mean? I could watch her from out the window, but I couldn't come out the front door. That bitch was blocking. She's big. She's big, eh? She's big. Yeah, well, get her big ass up out the way, man, so you can come out here and help a homeboy. It was me on 3, bro. And it definitely wasn't working out for me. Did you see me? Did you see my ear? Do you see my ear? This motherfucker damn ripped my shit off like Holyfield. I'm over here looking like a mix between Holyfield and Andy Ruiz when he got socked up and knocked out in the first round. It's just ugly. Bear with me, right? But I'm saying you're always going to have the homeboys that'll pump stuff up and make you feel like you're something you're not. Or, homie, you did that, bro. You really did that. Did I? What'd you really do, though? That's always been my question. What did you really do, bro? Besides sit there and watch me do what I does. Because I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I believe in. What are you going to strive and struggle for? Hey, Swifty, direct message. King Little G, direct message coming from a Chicano, bro, a brown man. Not North, not South, not none of that, bro. Not dropout, not active, not none of that. Just a brown OG that's been around the block. Comes in the 6'3", 6'2", 6'4", 6'5". I don't rode in them all. Even the 6'9". But I don't dick ride or dick slide. Now, trip out. Stop putting videos out, man. Don't give the people what they want. Get what you want. If it goes a different route and someone gets hurt over this situation, you're going to be the first ones to blame. And it's ugly. Then you go to jail. And just like Dub said in his video I just watched, man, Swifty, are you really truly ready for that essay? If you're really truly ready to be around grown men for the rest of your life, Holmes, and taken advantage of, well, then sign up, essay. Castle cleanup time. If not, you know what I mean? Go out there with a bad chick, man. The ones in your videos, King Legina, are bad. I think the winner is. Hook me up. I'm trying to find out one time. You don't remember meeting me, King Little G, but I did meet you one time, a long time ago when I was getting a tattoo on my head done by one Sneaky G, tattoo tour. That's all I got to say. I think you'll understand that you were there, bro, and I actually shook your vice. I met you. Now, you didn't know the situation or who I was. You thought I was probably just a fan, but at the same time, I am. And I was, and I'll continue to be. Swifty, I love your music as well, Holmes. But you know what I love even more? Sangre, canal. Brown people. It is what it is. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Don't drink Bud Light. If you do something, you know what I mean? You end up where you end up. Go out there and get it for your gente, man. Chico Modelo. You know what time it is, man. Sponsor me, ese. And that's just what it is, man. If you like this, hit me with a like and subscribe with a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. See, Heavy's going to be the head that wears guns crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly and honestly believe in, man. And that's the coming together of all people. Brown people, we need to get along, because you're seeing all these videos pop up. These youngsters, they're having it their way. They're like the Burger King. And it just gets ugly fast. This is the gun.